Hours later, thousands of flyers still just trying to get back on track after the FAA announcing they were grounding flights early this morning that then resumed at 9. But how are people doing now? It was a rough morning to fly, at least for some flyers across the country, many of whom faced a day of cancellations and delays due to the outage. Others, like Laura Guitry, lucked out on Delta.
I was preparing. I booked a flight for later this evening and one for tomorrow just in case. And I got to the airport and no problems. I got on my flight. I actually landed early.
The FAA announcing early Wednesday morning it was temporarily grounding all U.S. departing flights due to a system outage, affecting the Notice to Air Missions system, which essentially is responsible for communicating critical information to pilots and operations personnel while in air.
What was your initial reaction?
Well, my partner, actually, her flight got canceled. She was on United.
Thousands of early morning flights and flyers stuck until around 9 a.m., some even later, due to connecting flights and/or delays, including those flying out of Metro Airport here in Detroit. Like these three friends, just trying to get to Kansas City by any means necessary.
Well, the first thing was worst case scenario is, we got a place to be, do we have to get a rental car, And so, because we didn't know the status of what's going to happen or anything like that, so we thought, worst case, we'll get the rental car and we'll drive there if we need to. But luckily, it wasn't delayed that much.
I knew about 9 a.m., and so I was kind of quick thinking, do I got to do something? Do I got to change something?
It's not every day that something on this scale happens, which begs the question, in this day and age, how does this happen? The FAA says it's still investigating what led up to the initial problem. President Biden also directing the Transportation Department to investigate. Secretary Pete Buttigieg tweeting out a response earlier, saying in part, quote, FAA is working to resolve this issue swiftly and safely so that air traffic can resume normal operations. His updates continued throughout the morning, with this one hours later once things were back online. Quote, I've directed an after-action process to determine root causes and recommend next steps.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be a lot worse. I know flights were getting canceled left and right, and so I'm just lucky that didn't happen.
At this point, officials say they've ruled out a cyber attack, but it goes without saying, it's already been quite a tough travel season for many flyers, with the holidays, weather-related issues, and staffing causing headaches. Liz Lewin, Fox 2 News.